Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the FCS Football channel, and today we are back with another match preview, this time for the Manchester Derby, which is of course Manchester United versus Manchester City in the Premier League. Now there will be a watch along for this game. That will start at 4, meaning kickoff is at 4:30, so please do tune in for that. Link will be in the description down below, and of course if you are subscribed and have that notification bell ticked, you'll be notified when I go live. Now, looking at this match, Manchester United coming to this game sat in 4th in the Premier League, three spaces below Manchester City, who are of course not only reigning champions, but also top of the Premier League table this time around. United have picked up 9 points from their last 15 available, while Manchester City have picked up 10. So, Man City aren't, form-wise, aren't loads ahead of us, but they are better than us, aren't they? If we look at both of our teams' last games, we obviously drew 0-0 to Watford in a game which we should have scored. We had so many opportunities to score. It could have been 3 or 4-0 at half time. How it finished 0-0, I will never know. Man City, on the other hand, played Everton in what was a very even game, really. Both teams had enough chances to score a couple more goals, and it was, in the end, it was a Michael Keane mistake that actually saw Phil Foden score the winner for Manchester City in a game which really would give Everton a lot of belief for the rest of the season under Lampard. And interestingly enough, Mr. Donny van der Beek, obviously Manchester United player, on loan at Everton, played fantastically well in that game, despite what mobile apps like FotMob, Who Scored, whoever wants to say, he played fantastically well. When you look at Manchester United's and Manchester City's last game against each other, of course, it was that 2-0 at Old Trafford, where Eric Bailly scored an own goal, was it about 7 minutes in? And then Bernardo Silva scored from a mistake from, maybe you could put it down to De Gea, but mainly Luke Shaw just before the break. And I expect a similar game to that, where Manchester City will dominate the game for the large parts, and Manchester United will have to try and play in moments, play on the counter-attack if we are to win this game. Looking at team news for Manchester City, they are they are full strength. They've not got any injuries or major injuries. Players like Zach Steffen is out, a couple of the youngsters, but none of the first team are out for Manchester City. So it's a full strength team for Manchester City. So what are we going to see from Manchester City? Well, obviously their key player is Kevin De Bruyne. He's a player that can make things happen from nothing, score a goal from nothing, and he's a real player we have to try and nullify if we are to beat Manchester City. They will play their 4-3-3, most likely with a false 9. The lineup we're likely to see is going to be Ederson in goal. A back four of Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Laporte and Cancelo. We may see maybe like a John Stones playing as a right back. Just kind of making that a back three when Man City have the ball. Very similar to what Tomiyasu does for Arsenal. In the midfield, we're going to see Rodri. We're going to see most likely Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. Although I wouldn't be surprised to see an Ilkay Gundogan come back in for this game, as he usually plays against the bigger sides like Manchester United. Just try and give a bit more solidity and strength in that midfield. Then in the front line, we're going to see Raheem Sterling. We're going to see Phil Foden. And then it's going to be either a Jack Grealish. It's going to be a Riyad Mahrez. Or again, we could see a Bernardo Silva go in there if Gundogan does start to kind of make the 11. It's a really strong team, and there's no wonder they're top of the league. They are so good, and they're going to create chance after chance, because that's how this Manchester City team score. They don't have a recognised goal scorer, or certainly a recognised number 9, but they create so many chances that they don't need a recognised number 9, because they know eventually that player will put the ball in the net, that player will put the ball in the net. They are so good, Manchester City. This ain't going to be an easy game whatsoever. When it comes to Manchester United, we've only got Edinson Cavani out, which isn't too bad. Again, I don't know how he got this groin injury, but he is going to be missing. It's a bit of a piss take, but what do we expect? Cavani, when we signed him, we knew he was injury prone. He's taken the piss, but Man United fans still love him for some reason. I don't really get it, but Cavani's out. With all that in mind, what team do I think Ralf Rangnick will go with in this game? Well, I think he's going to go with this. So I think David De Gea will almost certainly be in goal. I think you will see Dalot return. I think we'll see Maguire return to the back four alongside Luke Shaw. So I think we'll see Dalot, Varane, Maguire and Luke Shaw. I just think that's probably Ralf Rangnick's favoured back four. So I think that's what we'll go with. In the midfield, I think we're going to see McTominay, we're going to see Fred, and we're going to see Bruno. Hard working. He likes McTominay in that deeper role. He can't play it. I still stand by that. He can't play that role. But I think Ralph likes him there. He's going to see him there. And I think McTominay, I think Fred will just bring that energy. And you can kind of more depend on him over like a Paul Pogba, which you can't so much. On the flanks, I think we'll go with Sancho and Elanga. I don't see how Rashford earns a spot in this team. Maybe he'll go over Rashford just for a bit of pace on the counter-attack. Although he's not playing well, Rashford. And I think Elanga and Sancho will work harder and will offer more to this team, both going forward and going back. And I think Ronaldo up top, we don't have another striker. Unless, again, he starts Ronaldo on the bench and puts Rashford up top for that pace. Who else is going to play up top? Well, I've got an idea for who could play up top. And if we go over to my team, you'll see that. So, starting from the back, David De Gea in goal. The back four, I'd actually go for the same back four that started against Watford. I thought we played really well against Watford, so I'll keep with him. Wan-Bissaka, I think he's been very good recently. Varane, Lindelof, they're our best centre-back partner. I think Telles played very well against Watford and played well when he came on against Atletico Madrid. I would keep playing him. Luke Shaw hasn't been at his best this season, and maybe he deserves a bit of time on the bench. And let Telles really play and get some minutes in and say, look, this spot is going to be mine. I'm going to take it. Luke Shaw, if you want this spot back, you've got to really work and fight for it. And when I don't play, maybe play the best of the game, when you come on, you have to make the most of your opportunity. Because I think that's sort of what Telles has done. And I think Luke Shaw now is in a position where he has to earn it back. Midfield-wise, I've gone for Matic, McTominay and Pogba. I'm going Matic controlling that midfield. He did it against Watford so well. We need a player like Nemanja Matic in that midfield. He has to be there. McTominay, workhorse, isn't he? He'll work up and down. He'll dive into challenges. And just kind of, if the game's dying off and players are starting to get lazy, he'll just smack somebody. And we'll get the crowd going again. And that's all what you need when you're playing, when you're kind of the underdog in a game. Yes, we're away from home. It's not going to be an easy game at the Etihad. You need the away fans on your side, and if McTominay goes and hits somebody, the fans will get up, and that will get the players going in what is going to be a very, very difficult game against probably arguably the best team in the league, let alone the world. So we need someone who is just going to hit somebody, and that will be McTominay. Pogba, a bit of creativity and a bit of ingenious in there. It can create something from nothing, can play that ball over the top to a Sancho, to an Elanga, who can, again, get a cross in or maybe win a penalty or something like that. I think Pogba, he's got in that midfield with Matic and McTominay, he's got the tools to allow him to play at his best. Let him go do it. I've then gone for Sancho, Elanga, and I've actually gone for Bruno Fernandes as a false nine. I think Bruno Fernandes is a player that he wants a bit of creative freedom. He wants to be able to get forward and kind of break into the box. And I think playing in a deeper role, while he can play there, I think he's better when he has that freedom and the license to get forward and to attack the box. And to maybe be little bit selfish at times. And I think playing as a false nine will allow him to do that. Will allow him to get forward and press. But also he has that in him, the mentality in him to drop deep at times and to help out the midfield. So we can try and outbody them in the midfield a little bit and stop them from playing their game as effectively as possible. While both Elanga and Sancho can then make the in-running runs. And when you bring on a player like a Rashford maybe, or a Cristiano Ronaldo off the bench, they're going to be fitter, they're going to be fresher, and against a tiring defence, hopefully, where then they can start creating more chances and maybe capitalise on a mistake, or maybe. That's the team I would go for. Now, just about the game, look, Man City, they're the best team in the league, aren't they? Well, at least they're very, very much up there. They're going to create chances. And we have to be at our very, very best to beat them. Thankfully, David De Gea has been fantastic this season. And maybe, like he has in seasons gone by, he can keep us in this game. And that could lead to us winning it. I don't know. I really find it difficult to sit in and say Manchester United are going to win this game. Because there's just nothing to back it up, really, is there? Apart from the fact it's a Manchester derby and anything can happen. Yes, we've beaten Manchester City at the Etihad quite a few times in recent years, but I don't see it happening. I really don't. We're not scoring goals for fun. We're creating loads of chances, but we're not putting them away. Manchester City, we know what they're about. We know they're going to create loads of chances, and we know they will eventually put one in the back of the net. It's going to be difficult to get anything from this game. I really do struggle to sit here and say, oh yeah, we might get something. I'm gonna look. I like to say we're gonna win games or not predict us to lose, but I simply have to. I think we're gonna lose 2-0. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, please hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. Let me know your predictions down in the comment section below, and hopefully they're more positive and optimistic, really, than I have been. Again, please do tune in for the watch along. Details are on my side, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. In a bit. Peace.